Welcome back. As we said earlier, Senate elections 2025 started abroad as Egyptians flocked to the embassies and consulates all over the world to vote and to practice their constitutional right to choose for the future and to reshape our parliamentarian life in general. And of course, the embassies opened their gates to Egyptians to vote, and we started with Australia and New Zealand. So we are going now to have live from New Zealand Mr. Safwat Banna, the President of the General Union of Egyptians Abroad in Australia. Thank you very much for being with us, sir, and a very good morning.
Good morning to you, but I am not from New Zealand. I am calling from Australia, from Sydney,
Australia. I beg your pardon, sir. I said we started already in Australia and New Zealand, but it's my fault. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Let us live the atmosphere there and let us know all about the atmosphere, the circumstances, the Egyptians who are keen to go to our embassies and consulates in Australia to vote in our Senate elections. Let's know everything and in detail, if you please.
Okay, well, today, as it's been announced by the consulate and the embassy in Canberra, that the consulate and the embassy opened their doors from 9 a.m. this morning. It will be open from 9 till 2, and then they will have 1 hour rest for lunch, and then start again from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock. So far, because today is Friday, it's a working day. The attendance is not so busy, but however, there's few people coming in and out. But everybody is talking about this election. Yesterday, as being the chairman of the Union of Australian Egyptians Abroad in Australia, I had a meeting with the members of the community in Sydney, and we discussed the importance of this election. And we all spoke about us, the immigrants, the Egyptians abroad. We have few demands, few requests to the government of Egypt that we need someone to represent us in the assembly. We need somebody to speak on behalf of the Egyptians abroad. In the past, I believe there were 9 people we have been elected, or I don't know how, by the government or by some organizations in Egypt, and those people have no idea about us, the immigrants or the people living abroad. So, our demand this year, hopefully, that we have somebody who is living abroad to represent us. If it's not happened this time, maybe the next time.
Sir, it was always said that maybe you left Egypt, but Egypt never left you. So, to what extent you are following up all the events and all what's going on, whether inside Egypt or in the region, to make sure that you are going all the time to be acquainted with the latest developments in the Middle East and in Egypt, and to make sure that you are going to continue knowing everything and in detail as if you are inside Egypt?
100%. This is true. But we are here. We are in Australia. I mean, I was in Egypt. I just came back 4 months ago for a while. We are following everything that's happening in Egypt. We know what's going on. We know that our president and the government and every member of the Egyptian people are worried about the country. We're sure that our president is going through the right path. And we are succeeding. The president of Egypt is succeeding in putting his word above the world. Now the world is listening to us. So we're not far away from Egypt. We still our heart with our country from now till then.
Tell me, sir, about the preparations which took place for facilitating the whole issue for the Egyptian voters.
Yeah, well, as I said, the consulates and the embassy, we have 2 consulates in Australia, one in Melbourne and one in Sydney, and the embassy is in Canberra. They are, they send emails to everybody, to all members of the community in Australia, informing them that the time and the date for the election. And during starting this morning, I was speaking with them about half an hour ago, as I said, because today is Friday, it's a working day, the attendance is not as busy as it should be. I think after 3 o'clock this afternoon till 9 p.m., we have a lot of people coming in, and I'll be there myself this afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Safwat, you told me that the Egyptian community in Australia, they gathered and they spoke about the Senate elections, they discussed the matter, and they took into consideration every single detail, because this is your duty and your right in the same time. Tell me about your demands. Tell me about the most important issues which were discussed within the Egyptian community in Australia.
We're discussing mainly we had two documents out, two subjects we talked about, which is the situation in the world now, which is Gaza and the war in Gaza, and how Egypt is supporting Gaza, and how we have been attacked by some certain people around the world, but we are succeeding. We all supporting the president's decisions regarding Gaza and the way his patience, and he's succeeding with this patience. He is succeeding and is succeeding to put their word against the world. Even America, even everybody else is listening to what the president is saying. This is one of the most important issues we talk about now. And then the second issue, we're talking about the election for the Shuyukh and the assembly. And we think that it's important. However, the most important issue is we need representatives to represent us, not only in Australia, all around the world. People living overseas already. I wanted to represent Egyptians in Australia, and I tried 4 years ago. It didn't work because they canceled. They didn't do it. But it's about the time now that Egypt should consider taking or appointing people living abroad to represent the people in abroad. Nobody lives, somebody in Australia, living in Egypt all his life. How he would know what we need, what is our demand? How can we have a connection between us and the government and all the responsible people in the country? We need people living here, in abroad, in Australia, in Canada, in America, in Saudi Arabia, and so on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. I think our embassies all over the world are doing a great job to guarantee all what you have talked about.
Yeah, but you think any ambassador or consulate will have the time to sit down to discuss this with the public or the immigrants or the peoples abroad? We go and meet regularly with consul general and the MC, the ambassador, only in occasions of 23rd of July or 6th of October or any occasions. But we don't meet with the consulate. I mean, the consul general or the MC, the ambassador, doesn't meet with Egyptians every day. But we meet with them, we talk to them. They're doing a good job, but we still need someone to represent us in the Majlis Shuyukh.
In the Senate. Sir, let me know more about the new generations. I mean, how do you see the new generation's keenness to go and to vote and to continue with practicing their constitutional rights as Egyptians, even if they were born in Australia, or even if they did not come to Egypt for once or twice in their whole life?
Yeah, to be honest with you, a country like Australia or America or Canada, especially when with the immigration started since the 60s, the younger generations, to be honest, they are not so concerned about what's happening in Egypt unless their parents take them for holidays to Egypt, and parents talk to Egypt with them. Like I've got two children, a boy and girl, they're 45 and 50, and we have 7 grandchildren. The grandchildren have no idea about Egypt unless I sit down and give a lecture about Egypt. So it is very, very hard for immigrants to have their children connected to Egypt unless they travel to Egypt regularly, like yearly or every second year or so. However, we're trying hard to educate our children, but the third generation, which is the 10 years old and 12 years old and 13 and so on, they're very hard for them to follow what's going on, especially in America, Canada, or Australia. However, in the Middle East, or people which is working for 4 or 5 years, they are connected more because the kids staying 4 years and then they go back. For Australia, they're born here and they're staying here. They might not go back to Egypt for many, many years unless their parents can take them yearly. I take my kids sometimes, but when they grow up, it will be very difficult to get them because everyone gets busy. They got married and they have their own children, and that's the reason. But we'll try.
Hello?
As I said, we are trying to do that, but it's difficult.
Well,
we have to be honest.
Mr. Safwat Banna, President of the General Union of Egyptians Abroad, Australia, thank you very much for your input, sir, and have a very good day. Well, we are going to continue with following up minute by minute all the electoral process, the voting process, which is continue to take place worldwide for 2 days on Friday and Saturday. The Senate elections 2025, and only on Nile TV International, we are going to continue with doing that all over the coming 48 hours. Stay tuned. And many thanks for watching. We are going to turn back in just a few minutes from now with our top stories, so stay tuned.